Action.
Welcome to another edition of Business Wisdom Wednesdays. I'm here with one of my brand ambassadors. It's so important for young people to be a part of this whole business development. And brother, it has been amazing watching you just like expand and bring technology, business processes, finance process. Man, tell us who you are.
Yeah, so I'm Emmanuel Cooper, but y'all can just call me Manny. I am a sophomore. I'm going into my sophomore year at Morgan State University, majoring in cybersecurity. I also have entrepreneurial goals. I have goals with day trading, and I'm also a content creator and a party promoter and an artist, and a lot of things.
A lot of things under that hat, right? Now, your podcast your podcast title is
Manny Profits, where we talk about day trading and things of that nature.
Now, thank you for joining us here at Business Wisdom Wednesday. We also are really excited to have back with us one of our local attorneys, Ms. Pryor. Can you please tell everybody, you've been back and all, so they know you, but for those who didn't watch the first or the second, who are you and, what you do?
My name is Ms. Pryor. I'm an attorney and a legal bestie.
Legal bestie. Well, I'm gonna start with you, man. You got this legal bestie here with us again. And Business Wisdom Wednesday is all about getting the information to help our businesses move to the next level. So, my first question to you, you being a brand ambassador, how have you seen the work that you're doing to help businesses grow? Were you surprised in it? What have you seen?
Well, me being a content creator, I know that social media plays a big role in just like everyday life for everyone. But being in this program and being a brand ambassador, it shows me how important it is for businesses, especially for advertisement, helping them, get more reach, more customers, and things of that nature.
So there are a lot of young people, and we're going to talk to you, Ms. Pryor, that are getting into trouble. And a lot of them saying, well, if I had a job, if I had someone that told me how to make money, I wouldn't have been on the block. Why is being a brand ambassador with Inspire so important? Why would you encourage other young people to come and join and be a member of Inspire?
I would encourage other young people to do it because I'm sure that any young people watching this, you probably spend hours every day on social media, but just scrolling. And how does that really benefit your life? Becoming a brand ambassador, you can spend those same hours on social media, but actually make a living off of it.
Yeah, and I love the way when you talked about your future in 7 years. I mean, right now you have grown a lot as a brand ambassador. What is the one thing that you said you've seen yourself grow into becoming?
Wait, can you re-ask that?
Yeah, you've grown a lot. This summer has been like, because you didn't expect to be doing what you're doing as a brand ambassador, right?
No.
So how have you grown already from being a brand ambassador with the Inspire program?
I would say it's helping me get more level-headed when it comes to my future, because I already wanted to incorporate content into my future. I just never looked at it from a business aspect. But being in this program and becoming a brand ambassador with Inspire has shown me that I can use it in a business aspect to make real money.
Love it, to make real money. And Ms. Pryor, from a legal perspective, a lot of parents want our children to go away to college and they want them to be successful, right? As an attorney, what are some things that our parents need to be conscious of as young people are becoming more involved in being a business? Because sometimes they don't think they need to be legal, but being legal is real when it comes to business also.
Definitely. From a parent's perspective, I mean, first things first, your kids are not you. Your kids are not, they're not mini clones. They have their own ambitions, their own dreams, their own wishes. And the most important thing you can do is to support their endeavors.
And you go a little closer to your mic.
Support their endeavors and provide and help set up resources to help them achieve their goals. I know that for me, I've always been interested in education, and it has been a learning lesson for me over the last few years that Kids don't always see it that way now. And now with social media, it's not always necessary. You know, there are other ways that kids can be successful and make money that have nothing to do with formal education. Formal education, you know, K through 12 is important, but you know, the mantra of going to college and achieve is not necessarily a major drive at this point.
Okay, so I know why you have a couple of questions, because a lot of times people, you know, they get into business, they get into making money, and say, well, my son has an LLC, or my daughter has what are some of your questions? Because we want to make sure parents know that young people want to become entrepreneurs, right?
Yeah.
And we want to make sure that as a brand ambassadors, we are properly guiding you to knowing the processes to be legally in business, connecting you to attorneys. We want to make sure you have your EIN. We want to make sure you have your proper bank account set up so that you're able to make sure your money that you're earning is separate from the money that your cousin gave you and your uncle gave you. You want to be able to have that separate business set up, that business account, and your personal account also. So what's some of the questions you have as a young business owner?
One question I would have is, what's one legal tip you would give anyone to, you know, keep their money protected or protect their money?
Protect your money. First things first, most entrepreneurs fall into the trap of commingling funds. That is time and time again what a lot of young entrepreneurs, when I mean young entrepreneurs, I mean young as far as their business is concerned. They commingle funds. They take money from the company and then they put it into personal accounts. And for tax purposes, for legal purposes, you want to make sure that those monies are separate. And then a lot of entrepreneurs don't understand that when it comes to running your business, licensing is important. So having the idea is great. It's great to start, but your business isn't a business until it becomes a functional legal entity. So you have to have licensing. You got to make sure that you're up to snuff with all of your government. You know, you have to have your tax, you have to have your EIN, you have to have your tax information. You have to make sure that that all of the guardrails to protect your business is in place as well.
Yeah, that's why at Inspire, we developed a platform that protects young people from the beginning. We put you on a platform where your identity and we help you know the businesses that we're introducing you to, so you're just not out there saying, hey, I'm a content creator. No, we want to make sure that your back office is straight and set up. So when you think about what motivated you to become an entrepreneur as a brand ambassador?
I would just say I like taking risks, and you know, no risk, no reward. That's what they say, and I just feel like being your own boss and working for yourself would, to me, at least to me personally, because it's not for everybody. It's a lot of hard work that has to go into it, but I feel like if you're willing to do that hard work, that's always going to be better than like a 9 to 5 or something of that nature. For me personally, I don't mind working a 9 to 5. Of course, I have a 9 to 5, but the future I see for myself, it requires me being my own boss, like me working for myself.
Yeah, and I can see, because some of the workshops we've been in, and some of the some of the homework that you turn in, I just see how much you've grown. Now, when it comes to other young people, what do you think holds young people back when they start thinking about becoming an entrepreneur?
I believe it's like a lot of people are unrealistic. You have big goals. You want to be a millionaire, retire by 25, but you want to go to a party every single weekend, and you want to play the game, and you want to do a whole bunch of having fun and not a whole bunch of hard work. But yeah, you expect to be a successful entrepreneur with multiple businesses and millions of dollars within 5 years. That doesn't add up. If you can accomplish those things, but it's a lot of work that comes behind it, and I feel like a lot of people aren't ready to work on the days where they don't feel like it.
Not ready to work. And from a legal perspective, as parents, kids, when you told your parents, how did you tell your parents you wanted to become an entrepreneur? Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know. It's just something I wanted to do.
Yeah. So there are a lot of kids out here that are doing or thinking they're in entrepreneurship, and some of them are running into trouble because they still are underage. So everything they do, their parents could be legally held responsible if they made cookies or they did something and they crashed somebody's server. How are parents? What are some great areas that parents are not thinking about as their children are out here doing business and getting money and services?
Well, if your children are engaging in adult activities and they're legally responsible for the things that they do.
Okay, I mean, your child went out there and said that they are, a social media content person, and they want to get into your computer system and they want to manage your social media. And now something happens and you lost all your contacts. Is the parent liable for that action of that child who's under 18 is out there self-positioning themselves as a content creator?
That's a question that's a hypothetical that has a lot of outcomes.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of things going on in that hypothetical. But I think overall, there's a fallacy of content creation,
mm-hmm.
Where people think that if I film it, it will sell, people will watch.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched several content creators build their platforms, and what I realized is that it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of work.
Yeah, I guess I'll make it a little harder because you didn't even tell your parent, right? And you still live at home.
Yeah.
So if he, and I'm not saying you, right? And I'm saying there are a lot of times, and this is why we at Inspire has developed this platform so that we are protecting the growth of our young persons. Because you're trading online too. Are you trading your own money?
Yes.
Okay. So there are some gray areas as young people are trying to become entrepreneurs. I see young people on the side of the road with squeezies cleaning people's windshield, right? What happens if that kid get hit? Or what happens if somebody opens opens the side of the van and kidnaps that individual? There's so many legal things that young people are doing out here trying to make money, but their parents are not thinking about the legal risk that goes with some of these actions.
There are risks, but can kids go out and clean cars for a living? They can do that.
I'm not asking that, and I want to get real with you. I'm not asking that. I'm asking you a serious question, right? Because a lot of times when people watch this, and I know you have to be a lawyer, and you have to do the lawyer piece, but I'm saying, what are some of the gray areas that parents should be thinking about when their child comes to them and say, hey, mom and dad, I want to be an entrepreneur? What are some of the questions that maybe the parents got to think about? I need to ask, I do need to see I need to call an attorney to ask what are the legal steps to be coming to making sure that my child is protected in going out here and starting this business.
You just answered your own question.
But from a legal perspective.
Call a lawyer.
Okay, and what are some of the questions that they should ask the lawyer?
It depends on what the goal is. If your child comes to you and they say that they want to participate in day trading, then you want to arm them with information about day trading. You want to find out, you want to definitely find out the risk and reward benefit. Dealing in the stock market requires, it's a big risk, because money that you lose in a stock, you lose. So it's a very real situation. If you day trade during the day and your margins don't meet and you forfeit, you lose that money, then what are you going to trade for tomorrow? So those are real things that come up. Those are real things that parents should be concerned about. But if you trust your children enough to day trade, then they're gonna do that. They're gonna do that on their own.
And I want parents to understand that, because you didn't even tell your mom and dad, and you just went out there, right?
Yeah.
But if you got into trouble, your mom and dad would be the first ones out there saying it was a scam, or my son to get this money back, or my son didn't mean to do it, and so I really want parents to understand that, as a brand ambassador, we're supporting you. But I know you have a couple of questions.
Cut.